In this problem, we are given the tangent of an angle and we're told what sign the sine of the angle has, and we're asked to find the secant. Remember, when we're given problems like this, there's basically 4 steps. Figure out what quadrant you're in, draw the reference triangle, make sure you're labeling the sides and watching your pluses and minuses, and then answer the question. We're going to heavily rely on all students take calculus to do this problem. What does that mean? Well, all students take calculus is the mnemonic that tells us which trigonometric functions are positive in each of the first 4 quadrants. So, what do we know about this? Tangent is a negative number. It's -5/2. So if tangent is negative, it can't be in quadrants 1 or 3 because that's where tangent's positive. So we must be in either quadrant 2 or quadrant 4. Now, what else do we know about this angle theta? We know that sine is negative. Well, that means it can't be in quadrant 2 because sine is positive in quadrant 2. So our angle must be a quadrant 4 angle. So we can draw its terminal side and then connect that terminal side to the x-axis with a vertical line and draw our reference triangle. What do we know about this angle theta as well from tangent is -5/2? Well, if we know SOHCAHTOA, we know the opposite over adjacent is 5/2. So our opposite is 5, our adjacent is 2, and we can figure out the hypotenuse using Pythagorean theorem. So 2 squared plus 5 squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. So 29 is equal to the hypotenuse squared. The hypotenuse must be the square root of 29. So we can put square root of 29 here. Once the sides are labeled, check your pluses and minuses. Are any of these going in a negative direction? Well, 5 is going down, so that must be a negative direction on the y-axis, whereas 2 is going to the right. That's a positive direction, so we'll leave it alone. Remember, hypotenuses are always positive. Now that we've got our triangle labeled, we need to answer the question. It's wanting us to find the secant. Secant's a little tricky because it's not one of our SOHCAHTOAs. But remember, secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So let's begin by finding the cosine of this angle. What is the cosine of theta? Adjacent over hypotenuse. That is 2 over the square root of 29. Now we're going to reciprocal that to find the secant of theta. What is the secant of theta? Well, that is square root of 29 over 2. Final answer.